The power, the power of public speaking. Eh, sorry. The slide 1 until slide 3 is Miss Oni yang mempresentasikannya. Oke, Miss Uni, time is yours. Miss Uni, Miss Uni, Miss Uni dipresentasikan
She's not
dulu.
here. She's not here.
Sorry, Mim.
So Arif, can you invite her?
Miss Uni.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I have some trouble. My laptop suddenly is come out.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, I can continue to these discussions. And for this slide, the first slide, I will explain about the power of public speaking. The power of public speaking, there are to improve your confidence. For public speaking can help you improve your confidence and improve your public speaking skill. For the improving communication skill, improving communication skill can help you to improve your communication and convey idea effectively. And the third is the power of public speaking is improving leadership skill. Public speaking can help you improve your leadership skill and improve motivate the others. And the last is increase self-awareness. Public speaking can help you improve your self-awareness and understand your strengths and weakness. Okay, let's move on to the next slide, Miss. Okay, in the second slide, this is the tradition of public speaking. The tradition of public speaking have three tradition that are it's ancient Greece and ancient Rome, and the last is Renaissance. For the ancient Greece, was an ancient Greece is has deep roots in ancient Greek culture. Where oration and debate were an important part of political and social life. If the ancient Rome had a strong tradition of public speaking, with orations and speeches being an important part of political and legal life. And the last is Renaissance. Renaissance is public speaking underwent great advance with writers such as Cicero and Quintilian and becoming inspiration for the next generations. And the next, okay, this is similarities between public speaking and conversation. Public speaking and conversation have some purpose. Some purpose, public speaking have with to convey idea than the others. If the use language is have the same tools to convey idea, and the third is the importance of contents in this session. In the importance of content to convey the message effectively. And the last is the role of the listener. Listener play an important role in receive and understand the message being conveyed. The next. Okay, difference between public speaking and conversation will be presented by Katwini. Kartini, time is yours, please.
Thank you, Miss Uni. Okay. Differences between public speaking and conversation. Number one is public speaking is more highly structured. Public speaking has more structure than conversation. This means that the speaker must have a clear and specific purpose. The speaker must have a clear structure, including a beginning, middle, and end. The speaker must have a limited time to convey the message, and the speaker must prepare well before speaking. As a result, public speaking demands more thorough planning and preparation than everyday conversation. Number two is public speaking requires more formal language. Public speaking requires more formal language free from slang, jargon, and grammatical errors. The last one is public speaking requires a different method of delivery. Public speaking requires a unique approach to delivering your message, distinct from written communication or one-on-one conversation. The differences is audience interaction. Is public speaking involve a live audience requiring to engage, adapt, and respond to their feedback, body language, and reaction. And then non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication, your tone, pitch, volume, facial expression, and body language must convey just as much information as your word. And then number three, pacing and timing. Public speaking demands on well-balanced pace, allowing the audience to absorb information. And then there is a vocal projection and visual aids. Sorry, Miss. And then the last one is public speaking requires a different method and delivery. Sorry, Miss. The last slide is Miss Putri. Yeah. Miss Putri, next slide, please. Yeah, developing confidence, your speech class agenda. Number one is Know your audience. Number 2, prepare yourself. Number 3, focus on the message. Number 4, practice in front of a mirror. Number 5, receive feedback. And the last one is develop confidence. The conclusion is mastering public speaking takes practice, preparation, and the willingness to grow. By developing key skill, engaging your audience, and continuously improving, you can become a confident and effective speaker. Okay, this is a reference by The Art of Public Speaking in ebook by Stephen E. Lucas. Okay, we have 5 questions by number 1 is Pak Hen, Pak Toto Endroyono. Public speaking. Wait. What makes the public speaking so important from time to time? Ancient Greek, ancient Rome, to Renaissance. Okay. Public speaking has been a vital skill throughout history, playing a crucial role in shaping culture, societies, and civilization. Here are some reasons why public speaking remained important from ancient Greece to Renaissance. Reason for the importance of public speaking. Number 1, shaping public opinion. Influencing audience and shaping public opinion on important issues. Number 2, conveying ideas and values. Sharing knowledge, ideas, and values with others to inspire, educate, or persuade. Number 3, building relationships and communities. Building connection, building trust, and creating communities through effective communication. The historical period of public speaking importance. Number 1 is ancient Greece, 4 until 5th century BCE. There is democracy, rhetoric, and theater. Number 2, ancient Rome, 1 century until 5th century. There is politics, law, and education. Number 3, Middle Age, 5 until 15th century. There is religious, sermon, and diplomacy. Number 4, Renaissance, 14 until 17th century CE. There is revival of classical learning, emergence of new ideas, and growth of urban sector. So the importance of public speaking has endured throughout history. reflecting its power to shape human relationship, societies, and history. The question by Putri Andini Kameswara. In what way do both public speaking and conversation rely on understanding the audience need and reaction of effectively communicate the message? Both public speaking and conversation speaking really heavily on understanding the need and reaction of the audience to communicate effectively. Here are some ways in which the two are interrelated. Number one is knowing the audience. Before we speak, we must know our audience, including their background, interests, and goals. Number two, tailoring the message. We must tailor our message to the need and interest of the audience to ensure that it is relevant and engaging. Number three, observing reaction. While speaking, we must observe the audience reaction, such as facial expression, body language, and verbal feedback. Number four, adjusting style. We can adjust our speaking style, such as tone, pace, and language to ensure that the audience remain engaged. By understanding the need and reaction of the audience, we can communicate more effectively, whether in public speaking or in conversation. And the question by Miss Florence Marianti. What the most challenging aspect of public speaking and how do you overcome it? The most challenging aspect of public speaking is often establishing a rapport with the audience. This can be difficult because it's partly out of your control. How to overcome this challenge? Number one, practice. Practice your speech multiple times before giving it. Number two, get feedback. You must ask peers or mentor for conductive feedback. Number three, record yourself. Record your practice session to identify areas for improvement. Number four, start small. Begin with smaller, more familiar audience. Number five, prepare. Know your topic and organize your content. Number six, challenge your worries. Identify what makes you nervous and challenge those specific worries. Number seven, breathe. Breathe deeply. Number eight, focus on your material. Focus on what you're saying, not the audience. Number 9, don't fear silence. Don't be afraid of a moment of silence. Yeah. The question number 4 and number 5 is Miss Uni.
Okay, thank you, Miss Twinnie.
Can you
And
answer
now
it?
for number 4 and number 5, I will the answers about the question from Miss Esther and Miss Fitri Maulidia. From the questions as the Miss Esther, how can an individual overcome feeling of self-doubt or insecurity during public speaking, and how to increase self-confidence? Wait a moment. I will answer about the question number 5. To overcoming self-doubt and insecurity during public speaking, while boosting self-confidence is achievable with consistent practice and the right strategy. Here are some effective methods like preparation in K, know your material, organize your thoughts and practice. And second is manage anxiety, deep breathing, positive visualizations, and mindfulness. And the third is build confidence. Start small, begin with smaller familiar audience before progressing to large groups, and celebrate progress. And the fourth is engage with your audience with using eye contact. Connect with your audience by making regular eye contact and interactive elements. For the question number 5 from the Fitri Maulidia, what is the most important thing that we need to be prepared in public speaking? The most important thing when we need to prepare in public speaking, that is material, and then you need to prepare yourself, mastering the material and practice and understanding the audience. Maybe it is the answer. Anyway.
Okay, thank you very much, presenters.
Sorry, Miss. I'm
Okay.
nervous.
Thank you very much for the presentation. First of all, the topic is about public speaking, yeah, Bapak Ibu. So I would like to ask the audience. I'm sorry, I cannot speak louder. Masih batuk-batuk soalnya. I want to ask the audience, do you have any special impression left about the presentation? For example, now you are in the room, you after hearing this presentation, and then you walk out from the room, do you think that you will have any special impression about this presentation? Just be honest. What do you think? Do you think you will remember all the material that has just been given from the presenters?
I'm clearly nervous in this discussion.
Okay,
For
so
the friends,
the
not-
answers, I'm not trying to attack the presenters now. Okay, we're talking about, kita bicara hati ke hati aja, heart to heart. I'm not trying to attack all of you. I understand the fear, I understand the nervousness as you written in your material. Ada ketegangan, ada ketakutan dan lain-lain. So yeah. So number 2, I would like to answer the presenters now. Tadi saya tanya ke audience, have you applied all the preparation you have written down on your PPT? Have you applied all the preparation you have written down in your PPT? Apakah sudah dilakukan semua persiapan yang ditulis di PowerPoint tadi? Karena kan tadi ditulis harus begini, harus begini, harus begini. So, tadi pertanyaan saya adalah pada audience. Now I'm asking the presenters. Sudah diterapkankah yang ditulis itu uh, dalam PowerPoint? For example, uh, banyak apa tadi dikatakan dalam PPT, clear pronunciation, kemudian practice speak in front of the mirror, kemudian apa tadi, macam-macam tadi itu. Apakah sudah dilakukan itu semua? Nah, kalau sudah, berapa kali itu dilakukan? Karena jumlah persiapannya itu frekuensinya berbanding lurus dengan hasilnya, dengan resultnya, Bapak Ibu. Kalimat yang saya katakan minggu lalu, practice makes perfect, itu bukan sekedar pepatah klasik, tapi memang itu ada karena memang itu sudah terbukti. Semakin sering kita berlatih, hasilnya akan semakin baik. Semakin kurang frekuensi kita berlatih, maka hasilnya juga tidak baik. Gitu ya. Karena tadi misalnya di PowerPoint, setidaknya kalau mungkin pada saat menjawab ada hal-hal yang pelafalannya masih kurang pas. Tapi kalau kalimat-kalimat dalam PowerPoint kan itu sudah dipersiapkan akan diucapkan. Harusnya sudah persiapan bagaimana pelafalan yang baik dan benarnya kan. Karena dalam PowerPoint kan sudah tertulis. Gitu ya. Misalnya tadi develop, focus, not focus, and then renaissance itu ada dalam percakapan, thorough atau relationship, and so on and so forth misalnya. Ya. Kemudian when you open a presentation, try to introduce yourself clearly first. Coba, tadi memang sudah diperkenalkan, tapi kurang mendalam. Karena kalau public speaking itu adalah the audience must remember you. Because you are the actor here. Kita tokohnya nih di sini. Jadi orang mesti ingat kita tuh siapa. Gitu. Introduce yourself clearly. Kemudian katakan hari ini akan mempresentasikan apa, kemudian perkenalkan partnernya, jangan sekali lewat saja, diperkenalkan secara deeply. I'm going to present a presentation topic is, apa tadi topiknya? Speaking in public. Speaking in public is very important Bapak Ibu, because bla 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 bla. Itu ya. Jadi pembukaannya ada dulu sebelum kita langsung ngomong. Tadi pronunciation sudah. When you become a presenter, of course, you have to show yourself, your face, your gesture, your body language should be seen. Jadi bukan tidak boleh membaca, tapi kita harus seolah kita bicara sama audience kita. Gitu. Jadi you should look at your audience, walaupun nggak staring ya, karena ada beberapa hal juga kita perlu lihat. Tapi kita harus berlatih seolah-olah kita bukan membaca, because ini bukan reading aloud class, ini public speaking class. Jadi bukan membaca teks saja, tapi kita harus berkomunikasi dengan audiens kita. Seperti tadi ditulis, make sure your audience are engaged with your conversation. Tadi kan dibilang ada tadi, saya lupa apa pentingnya, apa bla bla bla, lalu kemudian jawabannya begitu. Ya. Kemudian kalau kita karena tujuan dari public speaking seperti yang saya katakan dalam PowerPoint is to persuade or to inform something to our audience. Kita tidak bisa membujuk orang untuk setuju dengan kita kalau kita hanya bicara datar, membaca saja. Umpamakan seperti Bapak Ibu mau membujuk orang untuk setuju dengan ide kita seperti apa. Tentu saja you have to look them in the eyes. You have to talk to them persuasively. You have to give emphasis on some words yang mau kita tekankan. Tentu saja seperti itu kan. Karena kalau hanya nggak bisa membujuk itu gitu. Itu hanya kalimat lewat aja gitu ya. And then dari PowerPoint tadi itu sebenarnya bisa sangat dikembangkan. For example, giving examples. Misalnya tadi dikatakan public speaking is more structured. Tadi ada di halaman berapa saya lupa di slide-nya. Kita bisa jelaskan, what do you mean by more structured? So you can say that you have to organize your presentation to convey the message effectively. For example, you have introduction, the body, blah blah blah, and then the conclusion, and the transition, and time management, and blah blah blah. Jadi kita terangkan satu persatu. Sebenarnya dalam satu topik, satu poin tadi itu dalam satu slide itu bisa bisa 1,5 jam mungkin baru menerangkan itu, gitu ya. Jadi bisa dikembangkan sekali. Dan memang ini seperti saya pernah katakan juga, we have to practice, Bapak Ibu. This is time. This is the time for you to practice. I know it is fearful. Kadang ini menakutkan dan mungkin justru itu makanya. Tadi kan ada yang ditanya, ada pertanyaan, bagaimana caranya supaya apa tadi increase self confidence. Saya lupa pertanyaan keberapa. Yaitu tadi, yang pertama adalah practice makes perfect. Walaupun kita nervous, tapi kalau kita sudah berbusa berlatih, itu mengurangi ketegangan. Karena apa? Karena kita sudah latihan. Tapi kalau kita masuk tanpa latihan, nah pasti deg-degan. Karena kita tahu, kita kan tahu, deep down in our heart, kita tahu kalau kita siap atau enggak. Iya kan? Kalau kita sudah latihan, masih nervous, biasa itu. Orang kalau ngomong depan publik, nervous itu biasa. Tapi kalau dia sudah berlatih pagi, siang, sore, malam, itu akan beda dengan orang yang nggak latihan atau latihannya hanya sedikit terus masuk gitu. Itu beda, nervousnya beda gitu. Jadi untuk self confidence-nya itu have to be built. Ya pertama itu tadi, practice makes perfect. Try to make a speech in front of the mirror. Berikan gesture, berikan body language, and then visualize positive thoughts. Berpikir positif dalam agama apapun itu dianjurkan. Kalau dalam agama saya, Tuhan itu sesuai prasangka hambanya. Jadi kalau saya meyakini I'm going to be success, insya Allah saya akan sukses. Tentu saja harus ada effortnya ya. Nggak bisa cuman udah sukses terus saya meluk guling tidur besok maju. Ya nggak gitu juga gitu ya. Jadi saya harus ini dulu gitu. Harus berusaha semaksimal saya dan saya yakin saya akan sukses gitu. Visualize karena Tuhan sesuai itu gitu. Agama lain juga saya yakin seperti itu gitu. Kita harus berprasangka positif sama manusia aja prasangka positif apalagi sama Tuhan kan gitu. Jadi pikirkan yang bagus dan fokus on the message that you are going to convey. Kita mau ngomong ini tujuannya apa? Jadi bukan fokus kepada audiensnya, sama seperti kita kayak mau ngasih tahu orang, ini ada info penting, bla 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 bla. Fokusnya ke situ. Ketika kita fokus bagaimana mau menyampaikan pesan, kita akan terlupa orang ngeliatin kita, jangan-jangan saya kurang apa gitu. Kita akan lupa itu karena kita fokus kita mau nyampein pesan, gitu ya. So itu mungkin ini dari saya ya, feedback dari saya gitu. Dan mudah-mudahan nanti setelah Lebaran karena nggak puasa nanti sudah lebih semangat lagi.
Ya, Miss.
Mukanya nggak muka bantal lagi. Mukanya
Sorry, Miss.
it's okay, nggak apa-apa. I'm not angry, I'm not upset. Saya nggak ada masalah. Sudah mencoba itu sudah bagus, bagus sekali sudah berani mencoba. Karena apalagi jadi the first presenters dalam grup pertama itu kan sesuatu ya, membuka gong gitu, membuka gong bagaimana caranya gitu. Dan orang akan melihat kita nanti gimana ya gitu ya. Jadi standar gitu. Nggak apa-apa. Ini masukan ini bukan karena saya marah. Ini hanya heart to heart conversation aja gitu ya. Jadi mungkin itu. Jadi nanti mungkin grup kedua bisa lebih melakukan persiapan yang jauh lebih baik. Pertama, setidaknya berlatih cara bicaranya, pelafalannya, bukan hanya karena speaking ini Bapak Ibu nantinya akan melakukan public speaking, tapi pelafalan itu memang sangat penting Bapak Ibu. Especially when you're a teacher or you're going to teach. Mau ngajar walaupun nggak jadi guru misalnya ngajarin anak keponakan saudara atau siapapun gitu itu penting banget pelafalan karena ketika kita mengajar orang pelafalan yang salah one day orang itu ngajarin lagi ke orang lain salah orang itu ngajarin lagi ke orangnya yang salah itu turun temurun 7 turunan 7 tanjakan nggak selesai itu jadi salah semua beneran dan itu ke kita itu burdennya gitu jadi don't take this for granted karena kita nggak lahir we not born with this language this is not our native language ini bukan bahasa asli kita lahir melek jadi to error is human but jangan stop sampai di situ jangan oh iya salah wajar tapi bagaimana caranya untuk setidaknya meminimalisir kesalahan itu gitu itu mungkin oke. Ada yang mau ditambahkan sebelum kita selesai? Kayaknya kita selesai lebih awal untuk kelas ini hari ini. Nanti kita utuh kalau pada setelah puasa ya.
Boleh, Bu Dokter, may I?
Ya,
Yeah, thank you very much, Bu Doctor. Thank you very much, the presenters. Means that you did a good job. Yeah, like what Doctor said. Yeah, when we talk about how we get rid of our nervousness and also our anxiety toward the presentation. Yeah, Doctor, I'm with you. When we talk about this one, then the answer will be lying between the preparation and practice. You've got to prepare well and practice more. This is the way that you can handle the presentation. Yeah, yeah. Not to mention that Doctor also mentioned about the eye contact. When you talk about audience, then you have to maintain eye contact. This is the way that you convince, you persuade your audience about your ideas. Perhaps you are going to inform about new rules and regulation. Perhaps you want to audience accept your proposal. So this must be stated very clearly. Yeah. So I'm very sorry just to highlight a little bit about what Dr. Benny said regarding the way you structure your presentation. Yeah, I'm very sorry. I came up with 6 steps. I think this is the way we open the presentation. So number one, like what Dr. Benny said, yeah, you have to do greetings. Your greeting will be formal or informal. It depends on your audience. Yeah, when you say that the greeting is very formal, also perhaps the situation will be a little bit more serious. Yeah. Okay, that's the way you greet your audience. After that, also the way you introduce, like what Dr. Ferry said, that it must be clearly stated, but must be professional. Okay, say your names and also your responsibility. After that, the most important thing is the way you say it, your goal of your presentation. This is must be highlighted, stated, in your presentation. This is the way you are going to provide your audience with the information. After that, don't forget to limit your presentation by outlining. Yeah, by giving outlining, it seems that you bring your audience to the journey of your presentation, and your audience will follow your presentation structurally and very systematically because of this kind of outlining and limitation. After that, also, we are going to deliver our presentation point by point. That's what we call a signposting. Yeah. Okay, systematically. First, I'm going to talk more about this one. After that, let me provide you with some data, and finally, I come up with a conclusion, something like that. Yeah. Okay. And finally, the most important thing that Dr. Fanny highlight is the way you engage your audience, how to involve your audience into your presentation. One thing that you have to do is maintain eye contact. I know this one is very difficult, since we experience kind of a stage fright. Yeah, and Dr. Fanny already said nervous is kind of a natural, but the point is that you have to go through preparing well and practice more. I do believe that we all we can go successfully through our presentation. Yeah, I think that's all, Dr. Fanny. Thank you very much for this chance. Yeah.
thank you very much, Mr. Han,
You
for
miss.
the very nice conclusion. Ada lagi Bapak Ibu? Is there
Maybe one more corrections, Doc,
yes, please?
from me is because this is a presentation. This is only for of you. We are here is still learning, right? So maybe how to make the presentation or PPT. I'm also still learning how to make the presentation. It's very good to deliver to the to audience. So the correction is we can put more detail for the presentation for PPT, not only for the title. So like your presentation, Miss Zulia, is really good, but is one more correction. We need we need to put more detail for chapter by chapter, right? Like for example, I remember like the public speaking difference, blah blah blah. So we need the explanation after the title. We need the explanation. You just put only like a summary from the title, and then you put on the PPT, so we know and we can read. So what is the not only the title, but we need more the detail about the title. That's it, Doc.
Thank you.
Yeah, Miss
Okay.
Point.
To be honest, sebenarnya point by point itu sudah benar. Because the one who should give the explanation is the presenter. So you don't write down all of the information there. You just point by point. This is PowerPoint, right? So PowerPoint-nya there's no problem with the PowerPoint, to be honest. Sebenarnya masalahnya tidak ada di situ. The problem is the presenters did not give clear
The
information.
language. Yeah.
Did not give clear examples about the material written. Gitu.
Mhm.
Sebenarnya kalau PowerPoint-nya sudah benar itu begitu karena PPT PowerPoint memang. Tapi memang tadi itu makanya saya katakan power presentasinya kan only about maybe 20 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. Nah, sebenarnya from one slide itu kalau dikembangkan more detail, it take berapa? 30, 35, 40 minutes, bisa sampai 40 menit itu untuk satu slide only, for one slide only. But the problem is maybe they're too nervous. So yeah, they only read what is written in the PowerPoint and then move on. One point, blah, blah, blah. And then second point. So they did not provide any sufficient information about all the points written. Gitu. Kalau poin justru memang tidak panjang-panjang namanya PowerPoint. Tapi kita
Can be
sebagai
like
presenternya,
kalau ya summary aja kayak chapter 1 misalnya only conclusionnya aja satu gitu aja. Only one sentence is okay. Jadi kan kita tahu what is the title and the explanationnya apa. But this is good sih. And I can see from the presenter is very nervous, but is maybe this is the first time for
yes,
them.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
okay. This is a
Yeah.
good job. Well done.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
We give them a break, ya.
Yes.
Oke, ada
Thank
lagi?
you, Doc.
Bapak Ibu, you're welcome.
Ah.
Ada lagi? Mungkin untuk hari ini kita selesai lebih awal, Bapak Ibu. Tapi nanti kita mudah-mudahan the next presenter, the next group akan lebih melakukan persiapan yang lebih baik, will be much better. Dan karena bisa minum dan mungkin bisa sedikit makan, tidak terlalu ngantuk, wajahnya juga jauh lebih segar, ya. Tidak muka bantal. Miss Ali Fatu.
Yeah, I have a question actually.
Yes. Yes, please.
What are some common mistakes in public speaking? And do you have any tips besides practicing? Is conversation also help us in public speaking, Miss?
Okay, common
Thank you.
mistakes, just like I mentioned earlier, tadi sudah saya spot on sebenarnya beberapa common mistakes. First of all, preparation. If you do not do sufficient preparation, you don't give any time for yourself to prepare yourself, hasilnya akan tampak. The result will be shown, akan terlihat. Ya, yang pertama itu preparation. Yang biasanya people tend to take things for granted. Itu. Take things for granted ini adalah pelafalannya, pronunciation misalnya, kayak tadi. Pronunciation, pelafalan, ada hal-hal di mana jadinya tidak ada yang kalau masih kayak relationship, develop, itu salah ucap masih bisa dipahami. Tadi ada kata rally.
Language.
Nah, rally. Nah, itu sebenarnya mungkin maksudnya rely. R-E-L-Y.
Oh.
Nah, itu
Ya.
fatal. Itu namanya global error. Ketika kesalahan tidak bisa dipahami, itu namanya global error. Jadi, kalau masih mungkin develop, masih salah fokus, masih salah relationship, masih salah, orang masih bisa tebak. Tapi ada beberapa kata, kalau kita salah, thorough. Thorough, itu juga. Hal-hal seperti itu bisa fatal, orang nggak paham ini ngomong apa. Jadi, ini mistakes yang people tend to, ya itu tadi, karena kebanyakan kita merasa, oh udahlah saya bisa ngomongnya, gitu. Jadi tidak dibuka kamusnya, padahal harusnya untuk kata-kata tertentu kalau perlu bukan semua untuk kata-kata tertentu. Sekarang aplikasi sudah canggih Bapak Ibu. You can copy all your text material, kemudian taruh di aplikasi, and then try to hear from the dictionary. Bisa didengerin satu paragraf gitu, bisa didengerin. Sekarang aplikasi sudah canggih. Jadi bisa latihan ngomong. Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua itu tadi, karena tidak prepare well, otomatis you don't know the material deeply. Jadi kita hanya tahu apa yang tertulis di sana, and you cannot explore the point. Karena tadi itu kita nggak paham terlalu dalam, jadi nggak bisa mengembangkan. Misalnya tadi dikatakan public speaking is more structured. Tapi sebenarnya kalau kita paham apa yang disebut dengan more structured, pertama outlines-nya tentu harus ada. Kemudian bagaimana penyusunannya. Kita bisa menjelaskan satu-satu itu. First of all, the outline must be clear. Do you know what is outline, Bapak Ibu? An outline is bla bla bla. Itu panjang, baru jelasin outline. And then the next slide is bla bla bla, introduction. When we introduce ourselves, we will bla 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 bla. Itu panjang lagi tuh Bapak Ibu. And then the body. The body must be relevant. The body must be written accordingly with the outline. You cannot just put anything and then have a mismatch with your outline misalnya. For example, bla 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 bla. Bisa dikasih contoh lagi dalam PowerPoint. Misalnya sebelah kiri gambar outline-nya, sebelah kanan adalah body yang nggak match, mismatch gitu. Jadi contoh ini yang salah gitu. Kan kita bisa, kan tujuannya tadi mau memperkenalkan public speaking dan speaking in public yang bagus seperti apa. Bisa dikenalkan banyak. Nah, itu hanya bisa kita lakukan if we know the material fully, if we understand the material comprehensively gitu. Jadi itu common mistake-nya karena agak susah mengembangkan kalau kita nggak paham gitu. I myself kalau saya mau melakukan presentasi yang daily job gitu, saya bisa mungkin 7 hari 7 malam mempersiapkan itu because I have to make sure that ya ya itu tadi tuh error is human. At least I have tried my best. Ya, setidaknya kita coba dulu gitu ya. Tapi jangan take for granted besok mau maju baru malam ini kita ini nggak bisa itu gitu. Because this is our native language. So even native speaker makes mistakes. So apalagi kita. Gitu mungkin ya. Ada lagi? Mudah-mudahan sudah puas hari ini.
Ya.
Oke, untuk hari ini mungkin kelas ini sudah kita selesaikan lebih cepat Bapak Ibu. Next, setelah Lebaran kita bertemu lagi. Mohon maaf lahir batin untuk semuanya. Dan kemudian selamat merayakan Hari Raya Idul Fitri bagi yang merayakan. Selamat liburan bagi yang liburan. Take care, sehat-sehat. Because health is very important. Jangan kayak saya sakit begini repot. Oke, I'll see you.
Thank you, Miss. I'm sorry.
Thank you,
Lebaran.
Miss.
Assalamualaikum
It's
warahmatullahi
okay.
wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Take care.
Salam
Take care,
warahmatullahi
dong. Bye.
Foto bareng, foto bareng.
Foto bareng.
Kayaknya udah live deh itunya.
Apa
Oh,
aja?
kita aja.
Nggak
Oh,
apa-apa,
kita
kita
aja.
aja.
Nggak apa-apa.
Hancur banget, guys.
Nggak apa-apa.
Hancur banget.
It's okay. You have
Yeah.
try.
Thank you for giving us
Kita
example,
masih deg-degan
Miss.
ini, belum tenang.
Deg-degan banget ya Allah.
Tapi nggak apa-apa, itu masih bagus. It's
Yang
okay.
penting
Kalau
yang penting udah maju, udah aman.
iya, udah aman kan?
Betul, betul.
Oke.
Mr. Hen,
May I
Ya,
leave
halo,
the
halo.
group?
Boleh ya.
Oke, thank you.
Ketemu lagi jam berapa sih?
Pak Hen,
Yes.
mau ini
Ya.
dong. Nanti kalau mau itu lagi ya, mau ada yang presentasi lagi, kalau mau pada latihan gitu ya, ikut.
Zoom lagi ya kita.
Ya,
Jadi
ikut
ini
ya.
Pak Ketua ya, seperti yang saya sampaikan waktu itu. Jadi H-1 kita ngumpul dulu begini nih. Jadi
Cakep.
Iya.
saya siapkan kok link Zoom-nya, tenang aja. Itu di malam
Sama.
itu.
Thank you,
Sama.
Pak Arif. Masuk surga, Pak Arif.
Jadi tektokannya enak tuh pas di hari Minggunya gitu. Mohon izin.
Ini nggak ikut ya. Sorry, Tuji kan nggak ikut kemarin ya. Nggak ikutan Zoom-nya ya.
Enggak, aku nggak ikut.
Iya. Coba
Sama.
yang
Aku
ikut
repot
Pak
sama
Arif.
anak.
Anak kan cuma 1.
Ibu, Bapak,
Iya,
saya mau tanya.
nemplok
Sebenarnya
Ya,
saya mau
silakan,
tanya
Pak.
sebenarnya untuk
Nah.
yang Zoom yang pas itu hari Sabtu ya, yang waktu itu kita
Malam Sabtu.
ya, nah ya,
Bukan.
itu sebenarnya kita giving opinion or kita kasih waktu sama teman-teman yang mau presentasi untuk rehearsal, yang mana gitu. Kalau mau rehearsal kan baiknya dia present, terus kita kasih feedbacknya dari opinion kita gitu. Jadi kalau yang kemarin saya kan sempat datang, itu kayak showing kayak gini gitu. Kayak mereka belum punya waktu benar-benar rehearsal dari awal sampai akhir gitu.
Kemarin sih sebagian sudah rehearse ya, praktis ya. Karena itu kan memang apa sih, vlog together gitu, numpluk aja gitu tanpa aturan moderator dan seterusnya. Tapi udah bagus sih kalau menurut saya kemarin, walaupun memang harus dirapikan seperti yang Atifatur sarankan ya. Memang nanti yang mau present aja nanti yang maju di di mana di Zoom kita nanti yang hari Jumat. Misalkan apa sih Uni mau maju nih minggu depan nih, di hari Jumat suruh selesaikan aja dia, nanti kita kasih komen, masukan dan seterusnya dan seterusnya.
Ya guys, nanti next pada lebih baik dari aku ya.
Pasti lebih
Enggak,
baik.
you are good
Lebih
kok.
baik.
After this,
Udah bagus kok
after this
itu.
Miss
Udah
Miss
keren.
Uni tampil lagi teori critical with me.
Global error katanya global
Perubahan.
error. Human
Itu wajar sih kalau menurut saya, kesalahan